Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Stupid Guitar Tricks. Today's kind of a small one, kind of a weird one. This is the bridge that came with this fine guitar. It's an AF 125N Ibanez. Looks way nicer than it is. It's a nice guitar, it's nice enough, it's a nice jazz guitar, but it came with this bridge, which is metal, has a very crisp, very bright sound. Not what I want from this guitar. If I want that crisp, bright sound, I'll go to the source. I'll get myself a Telecaster. We're going to replace that metal bridge with this wooden bridge. This is an option that comes with the guitar, but it's really rough and you have to fit it and fine-tune it yourself. Now the holes that you can see right there that go over the posts down here are not the right size. So I had to take a drill bit and just run it through very gently by hand, just to open it up and kind of make sure that everything was going to fit. Even with it fit, it still fits kind of snug. The metal bridge also has a different set of adjusters. They're more of a sleeve type thing, where these are just on the post and it's going to raise it up and down. It's a lot like what I've got on the mandolin. Now the scariest part about doing this is if you get this bridge out of place, I was kind of hoping that it stayed in one spot, but it doesn't. It floats around. It's a floating bridge. If you get it in the wrong spot, your intonation will be off, meaning that if you play down on the far end of the scale, you'll sound fine because it's in tune, but as you come this way, if your intonation's off, you're going to sound out of tune. So if you ever see anybody playing a guitar, it sounds worse as they go up and start playing lead. Maybe they don't suck, maybe their guitar intonation's bad. Well, what you have to do to correct that is to make sure that the bridge goes back where it came off. So what I did was I put some tape here. You can kind of see where I had the tape, and those correspond to the corners of this, so I can set this right back down where it was, and hopefully I won't have to mess with it. Now, then, what I'll need to do is make sure I get this on, get the strings set on it, then we'll adjust the height of the bridge so that we don't get any buzzing up here. I want to say it's 15 thousandths. I have to go look it up, but there's a measurement for how far above the fret you should be at the 10th fret or 12th fret or something. I don't do this often enough to be really good at it, but I do it often enough, I guess, to be okay at it. I can get it done. If you can have somebody else do it, go for it. I'm just cheap. I ain't got no bread. Just a poor young guitar player trying to make it in a drummer's world. So anyway, that's the deal. I'm going to put these pieces together. We're going to put it back together and we'll have a look at it and see what it looks like once it's in place. Not only will it look better, because I mean, look at that. It matches that tailpiece nicely. Matches the actual bridge base. I guess it doesn't match that, but it matches the knobs. It just looks really nice. So let me get that done and I'll get right back with you and we'll talk about adjusting the height of the strings. Okay, we got it put back on there. You can see how it's sitting kind of in the pockets created by the tape there. I feel pretty good about that. The side to side is really going to be dictated by the alignment of the strings. I want to make sure that it's straight, but I think it looks just a little bit crooked. I may end up having to take it in. If the intonation doesn't set up correctly, I'll take it to a guy over here in town, Music 6000 in Olympia. It's a pretty good shop. I've had them set up a couple of my guitars. They're pretty cheap and they do a really nice job. So let's get the strings tightened up a little bit and see how we're going to be sitting over here at the neck. Okay, so it's on, and you can see here that I've raised it up with the little turning wheels here. They're like little elevator screws. You screw them up and they lift up. What I'm worried about is if it's going to buzz. When I play a note here, is it going to buzz on one of these frets because the bridge is sitting too low? The action's not terribly bad right now. It's a little bit high, but it's not terribly far out of hand. I think at some point in time I'll probably want to take it in and have them take a look at it, see if they can fix it up any, and that should be about that. I'm running those D'Addario coated strings. I really like them. There's a link to them in the description down below. Right now I'm going to take the tape off, and I'm getting very close to the point where I can have some sort of beverage. Fire up the old Fender Monster Ampzilla and see how she sounds. I'm going to play her in church this weekend, so I'm hoping I get a nice warm woody sound out of it. If I do far out, I'll come back and talk about it. If not, we will never speak of it again. Anyway, there you go. That's how hard it is to take your bridge off and put it back on. Just make sure that A, you mark it, slack your strings, don't take them all the way off. You can take them all the way off, but I didn't in this instance because I wasn't going to replace them. Then when you put them back on, make sure you set them into the saddle grooves here on the saddle, and make sure you set them down there on the nut. Get them set into the slots as well. That way they'll be loomed up nicely, and bring them up, I would say probably half tension. Go through, make sure nothing's buzzing, make your adjustments, because once there's tension on the strings, you can move this, but it is super freaking hard. So get that part set up, get your action set up, then go ahead and bring her up to pitch, and play the heck out of it, man. So there you go. That's how it works. Not trying to change the world here, just how you think about guitar. We'll see you on stage. Peace.